Doug-eyed from Guide-Eyed Fishing. This time of year, we start getting into the summer patterns. We start running a lot more crawler harnesses on our local lakes. So I'm going to show you a fast way to build them. I build my own. Every once in a while, I will buy them store-bought, but I enjoy building my own. I can control my bead pattern, my blade pattern. I have a lot of custom colors that I run, more purple accents than anything. Reason for that is those catch fish. 90% of my blades come from Rip and Lips Tackle in Stockbridge, Wisconsin. He'll paint you anything you want. Look at some of these. You know, we'll start getting into different patterns. Right now, with it being the month of July, I'm a huge fan of the purples. But we'll zoom in here a little bit and I'll show you how I tie one. I'm going to run this line through the top of this hook. The reason I did was because I want that hook to stay straight. If I was doing it in a drop shot, I would have ran through the back and finished in the front. So it's completely opposite. This I want to lay completely straight. See my tag line sticking out. I'm going to wrap this about 8 or 10 times. I don't think you can wrap it too much. Now I'm going to take the complete end of my line. I'm going to run it through the back of this hook. And the reason I ran through the back instead of the front, with my pliers in the way, was because, again, I want this hook to lay flat. I don't want it to stick out. I'm going to pull it. See how my knot came up? It's just a simple snell. If you're worried about it, pull it with your pliers. That won't go anywhere. With a lot being said, though, I run these 2 or 3 trips and then I usually cut them apart because running them through the weeds and everything, I nick up the line. So, like right now, our Delavan, Genevas, Koshkonans, I'm just running 14-pound Vanish. I always run fluorocarbon. Everybody that fishes with me and knows me, you know I'm a big fan of Blue Label Seagar. When we're talking into longer uses, when we're just in shorter uses where I'm going to probably run this 2 or 3 times, I'm going to cut it apart and redo it, Vanish works just fine. Now we're going to start, we get back to our end, we're going to run our second hook on it. Notice I came through the back again because I want this to lay down. And my pliers just stay in my way. Now I'm going to try to tell my spacing here. So what I did was I grabbed a Chomper's Finesse Worm. That looks like a pretty good space. I'm going to get these in line. I'm going to wrap it again. And there's no rocket science on how many times you wrap it, but I would say at least wrap it 8 times. I'm going to get to the end of it, run it through the back of my hook, pull it tight. There's your harness. Now when we start talking about beads, if I'm going to run purple, I'm going to complement it with purple beads. Purples, the pinks, you know, that color. It's just real simple. And it would help if I wasn't blind. Just slide them on the line. When you've got as many as you want, grab a clevis. I know a lot of guys like the plastic clevises. I like the metal ones because I just tie that many harnesses. So instead of watching me tie all these beads on, let me pull one part that I've already done, that I've already got stored. I get these storages from Rip and Lips Tackle Company in Stockbridge. It's called the Harness House. They're just great. So finished product, that's how I run my beads. Remember, the beads rattling simulate the noise of a wounded fish. All wounded fish make a rattling noise. And again, I like the metal ones better. I know a lot of guys use the plastic clevises because they like changing sizes and colors. I always run a 6-board set and a couple long lines with the people in my boat, so I usually have enough tied. I finish with a swivel so I could just tie on real quick. If you have any questions or we weren't informative enough, just reach us on Facebook. Any of the colors that Rip'n Lips Tackle Carry, your local bait store, can get from him for you. Dick Smith's in Delafield carries some of his product. If they don't have it, they will get it. Lakeside Bait and Tackle, the same thing. Lakeside actually carries some harnesses and some harness building material. Or you could just go direct to Rip'n Lips in Stockbridge. And again, if you have any questions or anything I didn't cover, just give me an email or reach me on Facebook and let me know, and have a good time on the water.